Hey guys, we have the data download for this week's update on Legends, and as we know, we have the ZENKAI Final Form Frieza alongside the ZENKAI Second Form Cell. That's pretty much all we got. Not unexpected for this week, because I think the 1000 Day Celebration is going to be starting next week, given that all the login bonuses are going to all end next week, so that makes sense. So let's go take a look at Frieza first, right? Okay, so I saw the details on Twitter. I haven't actually looked at what he does yet, but based off of the preliminary information that we know, I don't know what to expect. We'll see. Hopefully he's good. Obviously, I would like my favorite character to be good. But we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku up here as a reference. So for the stats, Goku has 289,000 strike attack, 277,000 blast. Frieza actually does have slightly higher strike attack, but he has much lower blast attack, so much less balanced, more so focused on strike than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then defenses, he has 177 and 179. Goku has similar strike defense and then lower blast defense. So I would say Goku is definitely more of a balanced attacking unit than Frieza looks to be, just from the stats. But that's fine because he's always been that way, so it's not really unexpected. Okay, let's go see what he does. So let's just take a look. We're going to be flipping through base ZENKAI a lot in this video, just because for both Frieza and Cell, they both have like very bad and old kits. So, his main ability goes from just drawing the ultimate card to obviously drawing the ultimate card, getting 40 ki, and then actually getting ultimate damage on the main. Okay, so just gonna do a lot of damage on the ultimate, I guess. First unique ability is Path Toward Extinction. 40% strike damage inflicted against Saiyans cannot be cancelled. 20% of damage inflicted when battle starts. Okay, so there's his main buff that he's getting. He's getting extra damage versus Saiyans. Obviously, we knew he was going to have that because that's what he started with in his base kit. Actually, his base kit, was it 40%? Yeah, so he did have already 40%. So that's only strike damage. Then he gets extra 20% to everything. Applies the following effects to self every time when faced with an enemy Saiyan character. Randomly draws one new card when you have 3 or fewer cards and restores ki by 30. Again, I'm not really a huge fan of having to fight a Saiyan. Obviously, Saiyans are very common in this game. But when you take a look at Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and take a look at his ZENKAI kit, he gets 50 ki for just switching in with no condition. And then as long as you are using a Saiyan battle member on your team, which you have direct control over, you don't have direct control over what your opponent is using, he draws a strike card, which is what he wants to draw. Obviously, Frieza would like a strike card, not a random card, which is what it says here. Frieza would like to draw specifically a strike card. Goku does this. So, from what I'm seeing so far, this Goku is just designed better than Frieza is. But obviously, we have a long way to go here. Ambitions of Total Domination is the second unique ability. 20% to damage inflicted against Tag Frieza Force or the Lineage of Evil except Frieza. Okay, and that already existed on the kit as well. Went up by 5%, so nothing crazy. Restores on health by 10% when this character enters the battlefield if there is a defeated Tag Frieza Force or powerful opponent ally. Activates twice. And then restores on health by 10% when this character is switched to standby if there is a defeated Tag Frieza Force or powerful opponent enemy. Okay. Sounds like it could be okay. I don't really know if that's a great unique ability. These are very small, so let's just see what these do. I'm no longer in the mood to be nice, which is the first ZENKAI ability. Applies the following effects to self once 30 counts have elapsed. Not a very good requirement there. Extra 20% damage inflicted and then -5 to arts costs. Okay. And then the last unique is Desperate Power. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Extra damage inflicted and then reduced damage received. So very basic, just extra damage. Okay. Strike regular, blast is regular. Death Ball doesn't go to massive, which is not what I expected. Does this even change? The timer counts probably go up on this. 15 for 15, and now it's 20 for 30. Okay. I would have expected this to become massive at least, or have some kind of buff on use for the damage buff upon activation. I mean, Super Saiyan 2 Trunks got like godlike treatment for his blue card, and apparently this guy doesn't. Green card is Telekinesis. The following effects occur on hit. Immobilizes the enemy. Okay, yeah, restoring ki is what I would expect this to do, which is what it does now, which is good. So this got a significant buff, which is what I expected this to get. So I expected this to get Blast Armor. Let's see if I'm correct. Massive explode damage, applies the following effects to allied tag, Frieza, fourth Legion of Evil, or powerful opponent. 25% damage inflicted, and then 40% to key recovery for 40 counts. 40 counts is a long time, because prior it was just 20% strike damage to all Lineage of Evil. Okay, I like the buff that it got. I don't like the fact that it doesn't have Blast Armor, because Blast Armor on Ultimates is like pretty much a staple right now. And it not having Blast Armor pretty much means that you need to combo into this, which I guess is not a horrible idea, because you're getting key back on the main ability now, and you're getting extra damage on the ultimate as well from the main ability. Okay, and then he's buffing Yellow Powerful Opponent. Okay, that's not what I expected, but it's actually better than Yellow Lineage of Evil or Frieza Force. They obviously didn't touch the Z ability, but overall, I'm not really super impressed, to be honest. I kind of felt like this was going to be the case once we saw what they tweeted about on Twitter for him. He seems like he could hit very hard with his ultimate. The fact that he has a very conditional card draw speed gimmick thing, as well as key recovery when you're only fighting Saiyans, it kind of makes him inconsistent. Because if you're fighting like a future team and your enemy switches into like Red Cell and you're using this Frieza, like, he's going to get a lot less mileage than you would like him to get. Or if you're fighting androids, which is one of the major teams you're fighting a lot right now, Regen is going to eventually come back. Regen always comes back. Movies doesn't have all Saiyans on it, so a lot of these teams don't really have a Saiyan-centered team. So if you're fighting one of those teams with this Frieza, guess what? He's not going to be getting like his best ability here. He's just not going to activate. And then this is kind of like whatever. This whole unique is locked behind 30 counts, which I don't like, because even after 30 counts, like, this is not going to change the game. Like, if this had no restriction on it, even if this didn't exist, this restriction, or this ability here, just at the start of battle, would not become, like, game-breakingly OP. Again, take a look at Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He gets this. 40% damage inflicted when battle starts. No restriction. Frieza's locked behind 20% and then -5 to arts cost. Why is that locked? I have no idea. It just seems like they went out of their way to sort of nerf this guy's Zenkai a little bit. So I don't know. I'm not super impressed by this at all. Let's move on to Second Form Cell. Second Form Cell stats. Actually, defenses seem pretty solid for him. Blast 243 is not really that high, actually. 238 for strike. Okay. Defensively, though, he seems like he could be pretty solid. Prelude to Despair is the main ability. Inflicts all enemies that we downgrade +10 to strike and blast arts costs for 20 timer counts. And it was Onki by 30. And then 40% damage for 20 counts. Alright, first unique is Absorb Power. 30% of blast damage inflicted against tag androids except Cell. Okay, I mean, Cell's going to be like one of the more prominent androids in the game moving forward. Oh, this is really good though. 50% of blast damage for 15 counts when entering the battlefield. That's a powerful buff, because I don't think he had that. He didn't have that at all prior to Zenkai, so they just gave him 50% unconditional for 15 counts. Guess who needed that? This guy. Alright. And then he just keeps the same one. I think he just got buffed a little bit number-wise. 30% of blast damage inflicted against tag Saiyan. Then he gets this other one, applies the following effects to enemy when this character is switched to standby. So when he switches out, he inflicts downgrade -1 to arts card draw speed and -50% to health restoration for 15 counts. And then the last unique ability is, I wonder what else I can do. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. He gets 30 key friending in the battlefield and 30% of damage inflicted, and he gets reduced damage received. Guess what? Unconditional key restoration when he switches in. Guess who doesn't have that? He gets is locked behind being face of the Saiyan. Okay, alright. Okay. Then he gets special move is major, and then -30% to cure coverage for 15 counts. The green card, it does get buffed to long range, because prior to this it was only up to mid range. It inflicts flash, and then it inflicts attribute downgrade +20% of damage received for 20 counts. Okay. And then blue extreme. Yep, that's what we expected. This guy's actually, I think, going to be hitting pretty hard. Again, Saiyans are pretty prominent in the game, but the fact that he gets a 50% buff just unconditionally, I think is very important. He's also getting 30% on top of that. So he's starting out with 80% damage. Like, that's just straight up baseline what he's going to be doing, which is very powerful. I'm talking about blast damage. He's a blast-based unit, right? I mean, his strike attack actually isn't that bad. So strike-wise, he's going to be doing some damage, but 80% blast damage when you come in. And if you're fighting a Saiyan or an android, you're going to be doing 110%. So that's actually really good. And then if you pop his main ability, he's going to be doing an extra 40% damage. So that's up to 150% damage, depending on what tag of opponent you're fighting against. So that actually could be really, really good. To me, this guy seems like he could be more... Well, he's not going to be better than Frieza just because the stats are so like look how high this is. 290k versus 243k. So obviously, in terms of effectiveness, this Frieza is going to be doing way more damage than the Cell is, I think. But to me, I think like they actually designed Cell's kit better than this Frieza's kit. I mean, in terms of raw damage, what is he doing? 50%. He's getting 20 here. He's getting 30 here, so that's 50%. And then everything else is conditional. He's getting potentially 40% more when he's fighting Saiyans. He's getting potentially 20% more when he's fighting Frieza Force or Lineage. And then he's getting potentially 20% more, but you have to wait for 30 counts to elapse first. This is the worst. I don't know why would they ever gate this behind 30 counts. This doesn't make any sense. It's just, I'm sorry, it doesn't make any sense. This I understand. Like, obviously, he's Frieza. He does more damage versus Saiyan. That's fair. The only situation where I see this actually being really good is if you're fighting against somebody who's using a purple Saiyan, like I guess purple Vegeta. Like this guy was pretty much designed to like target and kill purple Vegeta, which is, I guess, okay. Like I don't really know if he was a threat in the meta right now. I guess he's also targeted to kill this guy, Purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But what you're going to do, right, is you're going to force them to switch. And because this is every time you're faced with a Saiyan enemy, if they switch into another Saiyan, you're going to draw another card and you're going to get more ki back. So maybe that's what they were going for. They want you to be able to just keep comboing an enemy who's switching out Saiyans, I guess. But again, it seems if they just made him like the same design that they made this guy would be way better, in my opinion. He's going to be hitting like a truck. Like, there's no avoiding. He's obviously going to be hitting super hard. But just the conditionalness of this is just... I don't know. We have 2 new Awakened Equips that are coming. We have this one, which is obviously good. I mean, it's up to 15% of both offenses. 12.5 to both... to Ki Recovery and Blast Defense. And then an extra damage to Saiyans after 30 counts. Do I like that? It's okay. Again, it's an Awakened Equipment, so I'm not going to be able to farm this, which sucks. And then there's a blue regen, which, I mean, pretty sure this already is blue regen, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, so this completely becomes, like, irrelevant now. The pre-Zenkai one, or the pre-Awakened one. This one is just Frieza Force, though. Is that what this was? This was just Frieza. Okay. Yeah, so this one becomes irrelevant, though, because every single Frieza is on Frieza Force, right? So... they really just replaced this. I mean, obviously the Awakened version is going to be better, but usually they, like, differ the restrictions, but this one, the Awakened one's obviously just, like, a direct upgrade over this one, so... Okay. That's pretty much all we have for this week. You guys can let me know down below what you think about the Zenkais to Final Form Frieza, as well as Second Form Cell. I'll be doing my showcases of them whenever they hit the game in about 2 hours from now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next one.